Hello, scientists. Today we are going to do a little experiment with some plants. And in today's experiment, we are going to try and grow some plants. And before we get started in it, and I get to show you all the things I have, what does a plant need to grow? Can you blurt it out? I heard some people say sun. Oh, water, yeah. Maybe they need some dirt, some air, yeah. All right, so today the plant that we are gonna grow is actually a plant that you eat. This is a green onion. A lot of people like to eat the green part. And I just want us to look at this plant for a second. What is this called? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, these are the roots. And then we have the stem. Okay, and so for today's experiment, we are going to just be using kind of down here part. So you might need an adult for this if you do this at home. But I'm going to cut off the green part. Okay, and so then it's going to look like this. And so in today's experiment, we are going to try and regrow these green onions. So I'm going to put them in glasses of water, and then I'm going to put them in a window, and we're going to try and see if they grow. But we are going to grow these in 3 different ways. So the first way, just like I just said, I have a glass and it's labeled with water. We are going to grow these in water. So I'm going to take 3 green onions, and I'm going to put them in here. Okay, and if you are doing this at home, you just need enough water for it to cover all the roots. I see some roots aren't quite in there. Okay, and so here's our one in water. Okay, and now we are gonna see how it grows in salt water. So I have water in here, and then I added some salt. Okay, and I'm going to put 3 more in this one. Okay. And so then these ones are all in here. This one definitely looks a little bit less clear. You might not be able to see it as well as I can, but. And then the last one, I added some sugar to the water. So here we have our sugar water. And I'm going to add 3 more, see how these grow. Okay, and so we have our sugar water one. Now, scientists, I want you to look at our learning goal for this science. Okay, it says, I can make a prediction about plants. Okay, and I know that word prediction is really a big word, but that just means that you can make a guess about these plants. In science, we like to call this a hypothesis. I know that's a pretty big word too. Okay, so I want you to think to yourself, do I think these green onions are going to grow best in water, salt water, or sugar water? Okay, so what do you think? If you think they're going to grow best in water, will you tap your nose? Ooh, some of you think that. Okay. If you think it's going to grow best in our salt water, I want you to tap your toes. Ooh, some of you think it might be this one. All right, and then last, if you think it's going to grow best in our sugar water, I want you to tap your head. Okay, so what are you thinking? All right, and now scientists, we are going to write down our prediction or our hypothesis. And so I have right here a piece of paper, and I just drew a line down the middle and another line down the middle, or across the middle. And I have 4 boxes, okay? And so in this first box, we are going to make our prediction or our hypothesis. So it says, I think this could be sugar, salt, or water, will grow best because. So why do you think the one that you chose is going to grow best? Okay, and you could write that down or you could draw a picture. And then scientists, the next thing that we are going to do, I can make observations about plants. And I know observations is a big word, but I know that all of you can do it. We like to use our 5 senses to make observations. So we can use our sight and we can look at these and observe them. We can smell them. I know that you can't smell this through the video, but I'll try and smell. My nose doesn't really work that well, but we can smell. We can hear. I don't really hear anything from them to observe. We can touch them to observe, so we might touch them and see how they feel, and that's something you can't really do through the video, but if you do this at home, you might be able to. And then the last, we can taste. That's our other sense. And again, because it's a video, you can't really taste this one, but once these are all grown, maybe I will taste them, and that could be another prediction we make. Which one is going to taste the best, or are they going to taste different because they grew in different kinds of water? Okay, and so now I'm going to take it back right here. And so in one of my boxes, I wrote day 1. So this is the very first day of our experiment. And so right here, I want to draw my observations. So I'm going to hold up each of these and you can kind of observe. I'm going to see if I can take a picture of these once I have them in my window and send it to you somehow. But okay, so here's our water one. So you might draw a glass, you might put the letter W on it, and you might draw the green onions are kind of right here. They're not growing, they're not above this yet. Okay, so here's our water one. You could pause so that you could draw a picture of this. I'll show it with the label. Okay. Now here is our salt one. Okay. You kind of observe something very similar. They're right here. They're not above this. You could label this one with maybe S-A-L-T for salt. I'm looking at the water. The water looks like it's a little bit, it's not quite as clear, so maybe you could draw something like that. And oh, so you can pause this so that you can draw a picture. Okay, and then our next one, our sugar water. Okay, so this one you could label with S-U-G-A-R for sugar. And again, they're not really above here. These ones are a teeny bit taller, but that just means that I cut them a little bit. So here you can pause it and you can draw a picture to make your observation. All right, so scientists, I'm gonna go put these in my window. We're gonna check on these in a couple days, so I will see you soon.
Hello scientists, it is day 4 of our experiment and our green onions are growing. I'm going to give you a closer look in just a moment, and I want to remind you to draw your observations. What do you notice? Do these look different from the others? Okay, let's look a little closer now.
All right, scientists, this is the water one. You can see they've grown a little bit. Now here's our salt one. What do you notice? How does this one look different? And here is our sugar one. What do you notice about this one? And now scientists, I'm going to add a picture so you can get a closer look and pause it. But I do want you to draw your observations down, and we'll check in again soon.
Hey scientists, it is day 8, and as you can see, we have lots of growth for you to observe and for you to notice. Let's take a closer look.
All right, here are 3 green onion jars. What do you guys see? What do you notice? So here's our water. Look at our salt water. Let's look in there. And let's look at our sugar water. All right. Okay, so what do you guys see? And what do you guys notice? Remember to draw a picture of your observations on your piece of paper.
Hello, it is day 12 and we are going to check in for our last and final day of our experiment. I've got all of our green onions right here and I want you to think about what you see and what you notice. How do some of them look different than the others? All right, so let's see. Here are our green onions. What do you see? And what do you notice? Which ones do you think grew the best? Which ones do you think grew the worst? Why do you think that could be? All right, and I also now want you to think about, remember the very first day when we made our own predictions? Was your prediction right? Or did doing this change your opinion about some of these things? Do you have a different thought now? So what do you guys think? I want you to tell your friend, or tell me I'm listening, or maybe even write down your observations. Which one grew the best? Which one grew the worst? What do you guys think? Wow, we have so many scientists here that are having such great thoughts. And now scientists, you can do this at home if you want. So I've decided to do some of it at home. I've got some lettuce right here. I'm gonna try some celery. And then I've also got some carrots right here. And I'm gonna see how these grow. If you do this at home, I would love to see pictures of what you have growing and how everything is growing. Remember, if you are going to start it inside in some water, change the water every couple days. And then once there's some roots, it'll be ready to plant in dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and plant these green onions in dirt and see how they grow. Maybe if I put these ones in the saltwater ones in dirt, maybe those will continue to grow. We got another experiment here. Happy gardening, and I'll see you guys soon.